Attention, here and now.
If you guys aren't wearing a mask.
I actually don't need a medical certificate if you refer to the
please stop
DH.
filming me?
No, I'm allowed to do this. And you're discriminating against me.
Discrimination. We're all just trying to all be in this together. We all have
All
to
in
wear
what?
The majority.
So am I a specific health risk and actually endangering people?
Well,
What about everyone else that's out here? They're not really, it's no different
they're
to,
following the CHO directions.
But so
there's
it's-
no CHO.
but the CHO directions, if I,
You're safe, don't you worry
No,
about
I
that.
don't feel safe. You're attempting to get into my vehicle. What are you doing? Why? Excuse me, you're not practicing. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Hey, get off me! Get off me!
Anxiety,
What are you doing?
Relax,
What the fuck are you doing?
actually sick,
Get
relax.
the fuck
Hey!
Relax!
It is not safe, it is not smart, it is not lawful. In fact, it is absolutely selfish.
Hundreds also faced off with police in Sydney. Dozens of fines worth $1,000 apiece were dished out, while people also rallied in Brisbane and Adelaide.
This is Australia, and we have to embrace the law.
I wanted to do a timeline because I want people to really understand that we don't have a government. They're not a government. They're a private corporation masquerading as a government. And they're only a government because you think they are, and they're not. They're registered in Washington, and it emphatically says in our Constitution that we cannot have a government that's a private corporation. All right. Where do you start? Where do you start? Okay, I think we need to start here. So in 1973, the Uni-Droit Treaty was signed by Gough Whitlam. Essentially what it was doing was it was transferring the equitable title of mineral, energy and wealth of Australia to a foreign power, head office of Rome, Vatican. Now, JFK tried to uncover the IMF, the World Bank, that was signed in 1913, JP Morgan, all them guys. He was assassinated, and a year later, Lyndon Johnson signed the Uni-Droit Treaty in 1964. It was hidden from the US people. Now, Gough Whitlam also, in 1972, actually created a duplicate government called the Australian Government. Commonwealth of Australia is registered in Washington as a private government. Oh, that's how much money Scotty from marketing earns a year. Right, so the next worst one was the Lima Declaration. Actually, Don Willesee signed that. And that was the blatant destruction of industry and farming in Western countries. They had this thing cracking on about like developed countries and underdeveloped countries, and we needed to be really fair. And they kind of put it across the Australian people as, oh, we need to be internationalising. But by 1974, 50% of our manufacturing was completely destroyed. The car industry's gone, the steel industry's on its knees, and petroleum has moved overseas. So if Australia was ever under threat, we've got no resources to defend ourselves, no technology, no tools and no jobs. So I was thinking about the minerals. I saw a post on the front of a paper once. Oh, I've got all this other stuff too, but coag's another one. And I was just, there was a cartoon on the front page of a paper. It was quite funny, and it was a cartoon, and it had the Australia, and it was all dug out. You know, like all the minerals were gone. So technically, so here's my little map of Australia. They invaded Australia in 1887, and the way they got around making up paperwork was the Commonwealth of Australia is actually Norfolk Island. That's it. That's all it is. Not this. This is Terra Australis. So I had a look at the minerals, right? I was trying to figure out. Oh, this just infuriates me so much. Australia's minerals. We are the #1 exporter of gold, iron ore, lead, nickel, rutile, uranium, zinc, zircon, coal, gas. I was pulling numbers. It was just making me angrier. 60 billion a year in iron ore, 61 billion in coal. What was that? 48 billion in gas. We are the #1 suppliers of lithium. We are the #2 suppliers of bauxite, cobalt, copper, ilmenite, silver, niobium. I don't even know what half these things are. Tantalum, thorium. We are the 3rd suppliers to iron ore, uranium and zinc. I was seeing numbers like 250 billion, and that was in 2008. We also have the largest sand deposits of ilmenite, zircon and rutile. Oh, God. Can you imagine the amount of money? So that's all been signed away. That isn't even coming to Australia. And at the same time, in 2008, the government cut $80 billion to services. That's gymnastics, that's arts, schooling. And then in 2018, the stat was 3.2 million Australians live below the poverty line. We're a third world country. We've been asleep at the wheel since the 70s. So if we go back to 1967, so this is another important date. So this is before, remember Whitlam got sacked by the Queen, there was all that nonsense going on. In 1967, when they changed from pounds to dollars, Queen Elizabeth changed her name from Queen Elizabeth II to Queen Elizabeth II, withdrew her royal assent, and then all of the Australian private corporation has been put in this name. You remember when Scotty declared his authority to Her Majesty? So there is no line of authority for the government or the judiciary system in Australia. United Nations is a giant, unregulated, non-government organisation. They have no loyalty whatsoever to Australia. And the Lima Agreement, which is what I was just telling you about, is actually put Australia in as a third world country. So just in case you weren't sure of what the hierarchy is in this world, God is in source, living man, living woman. Then we have Bill of Rights, Constitution. Then it goes documents. Then it goes judicial system. Then it goes governments. Then it goes public servants. And then it goes legal fictional persons. So if you've not heard of the fraudulent SESTQV birth certificate fraud, this is where it all kind of ties in. So 1302, Unum Sanctum, Pope Boniface declares all souls his. 1536, See of Rome Act, sold off all the assets. Pope Paul, Jesuits began overseeing all the assets. If you don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are, have a little look at them. So in 1999, there's officially no monarchy. In 1985, the Victorian courts are now owned by an Australian company. COAG is this stupid, wanky thing called the Council of Australian Government. Scotty from marketing just changed it over on the 29th of May to NFRC, National Federation of Reform Council. And then when you look at, so Agenda 21, which is called really 2030, it's committed to eradicating poverty by 2030, ensuring no one is left behind. A world of universal respect for human rights and human dignity, the rule of law, justice, equality, and non-discrimination. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? I'm depressed. So we are ultra-vires. If you don't know what ultra-vires is, look it up. It's what you've got a phone for. We all must take responsibility for our own learnings at this point. And the blue flag, I still haven't finished it, the blue flag is not the Australian flag. Okay, in 2019, the Australian government was put on notice. They are not allowed to use the blue flag, the red flag, or the white flag.
When time pulls lives apart, hold your own. When everything is fluid, and when nothing can be known with any certainty, hold your own. Hold it till you feel it there. As dark and dense and wet as earth, as vast and bright and sweet as air. When all there is knowing that you feel what you are feeling, hold your own. Ask your hands to know the things they hold. I know the days are reeling past in squealing blasts. Stop for breath and know it's yours. Swaying like an open door when storms are coming. Hold. Time is an onslaught. Love is a mission. We work for vocations until, in remission, we wish we'd had patience and give on more time to our children. Feel each decision that you make. Feel it, make it, hold your own. Hold your lovers. Hold their hands. Hold their breasts in your hands like your hands were their bra. Hold their cheeks in your palms like a prayer. Hold them all night. Feel them. Hold back. Don't hold back. Hold your own. Every pain, every grievance, and every stab of shame, and every day spent with a demon in your brain giving chase. Hold it. Know the wolves that hunt you. In time, they will be the dogs that bring your slippers. Love them right, and you will feel them kiss you when they come to bite. Hot snouts digging out your cuddles with their bloody muzzles. Hold. Nothing I can buy will ever make me more whole. Nothing I can be will ever make me more whole. Nothing I can get my hands around will ever make me more whole. This whole thing thrives on us feeling perpetually incomplete. It is why I will search for my happiness in whatever thing it is I crave in a moment. And it is why I will never find it there. It is why you will sit there with the lover that you fought for in the car you sweated years to buy, wearing the ring you dreamed of your whole life. And some part of you will still be unsure that this is what you even want. Stop craving. Please let me stop craving. Let me hold my own. But if I am satisfied with where I'm at and how I'm doing, I won't need to buy any makeup or new outfits or new pots and pans to cook new exciting recipes for new exciting people to make myself feel like the new exciting person I'm so sure that I'm supposed to be. Happiness, the brand. It's not happiness. Happiness, other people's happiness. It's not happiness. We are smarter than they think we are. They take us all for idiots. That's their problem. We behave like idiots. It becomes our problem. So hold your own. Breathe deep on a freezing beach. Taste the soul of friendship. Notice the movements of a stranger. Hold your own. Let it be. Catching.